But let's understand, first of all, that the ego is not a thing. It's not static. It's not an object. Neither is it a set of behaviors, a set of actions. Yeah, there's some confusion usually around this. You know, so I see some people speaking about the ego or referring to my ego as something that I'm doing. Yeah, if my ego wasn't so prevalent or in charge, then I wouldn't have done that, or I would be doing something else, or I would be a different kind of person. So it gets mixed up with the periphery of who we are. And then there's this attempt to get rid of ego by modifying our behavior, modifying our beliefs, modifying our personality, our personhood. This is this is the wrong way. This is the red herring. This is going down, the wrong road. We need to understand the ego as a process. It's a process that takes place in the present. Yes, it's forming itself. It's either forming itself or not forming itself. It's either forming itself or not forming itself. What does it mean to form itself? What is the process of formation of ego? And why is it fundamentally or ultimately the root of our suffering? Let's examine this a little bit. Just really laying the ground here. The ego, in a nutshell, forms itself when we get lost in the content of our experience. We are constantly experiencing something, yes? We are mind-body formations that sense. We sense everything. We feel, we touch, we see, we hear, we smell, and even the inner world, thought and feeling, emotion, all of these are part of our experience. This is endless. As a human being, between birth and death, at least as far as we know, there is an endless, unending stream of experience. Even when you sleep, there may be experience, dreams, and sometimes there is not. There is just deep silence, but mostly there is experience. The ego identity, the knot of ego, forms itself when we get lost in the content of that experience. To get lost in the content of that experience means that the whole awareness, attention, is enmeshed with that experience. In other words, there's no awareness of the space within which that experience is taking place. We are completely immersed in it. And not only immersed, enmeshed, lost in the content of experience, but the byproduct of that is that we unconsciously, we're not doing this consciously, but unconsciously identifying ourselves with that experience. And then there is a belief, what I call the psychological scaffolding, that starts to take place, form itself, which is either resisting that experience or craving that experience, and basing its identity on that. So you have a pleasant experience, a welcome one, someone gives you a gift, or you feel good today, or whatever it is. And I am that. I am that. Yeah. I am that blessing. I am that lucky one. I am that successful one. I am, yeah. And then the opposite, something not so pleasant happens, a loss, a change of some kind, a challenge, a pain. Yeah. And then I am unlucky, I am punished, I am abandoned, I am, yeah. So we define ourselves by our experience when we are completely lost in the content of our experience. And so the ego structure starts to form itself. And the mechanism that keeps it in place is the resistance to the experience and the attachment to the experience. Push and pull. Yeah. The rejection, resistance to pain or what we don't want, the unwelcome, because it makes us feel not good enough, not loved enough, not happy enough, and so on. And the trying to hold on to that which we think is welcome or is welcome, that makes us feel, believe ourselves to be more happy, more perfect, more loved, more whatever it might be, more recognized. And so we have this mechanism that's almost like the nuts and bolts that keeps the scaffolding together, the identity. And this creates veils of perception. So we never see reality as it is. We see it through our veils of identity, through the push and pull, through the I am this and I am that. Yeah? And there is the source of suffering. And that is a process. It's ongoing. It's always forming itself. For some people, that formation goes on throughout their lives and becomes more and more, let's say, encrusted into their identity, into who I am. Yeah. And they become bitter or despondent or resigned or the opposite. Yes. Hanging on to the sense of success or recognition or specialness or whatever, or yeah. And so this ego formation becomes more and more tight. If something comes along that challenges that, some circumstance in the personal life, and perhaps, and more so these days, some circumstance in the world that challenges that, then this tight knot of ego identity either gets even harder, it hardens into my position, my stand, my opinion, me against that, and so on, or it gets challenged, it gets rocked, and has the possibility to come undone. And then there are those who perhaps are on a path of inner transformation, whatever that is. It could be psychological, could be on the emotional level, could be on the spiritual level. And of course, spiritual seekers seeking freedom and freedom from identity, the prison of identity, the me self. Yeah. And then perhaps there are some layers, parts of the scaffolding that have come undone, and yet maybe there is more. Maybe there is more. Yeah. And so here we are. So the invitation of freedom, first of all, before we even go to the recognition of awareness, first of all, right here in life, right now, wherever you are. I don't care what circumstance you're in. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your problem is. Well, I do care, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are, right here, right now, that's where the invitation is. That's where the possibility is.
Thanks for watching. If you like these videos with Amoda Maa, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified of future videos, press the notification bell. It helps Amoda's channel and spreads the message. Thanks again, and see you next time. Bye-bye.